guys, it's been a while since I've done a good old classic sit down get ready with me makeup style video, so that's what we're gonna be doing today. I'm gonna be showing you my updated makeup routine. Not that a lot of people have asked, but there have been a few people that have asked, so I'm gonna honor those requests. Also, I made myself a matcha, and is this my second matcha of the day? Yes. Is it 11 a.m? Yes, but we're not gonna talk about that. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. I have my makeup bag over here, and normally I get ready in my bathroom and I keep all my makeup in like a little drawer, but the lighting and like sound quality in my bathroom really isn't the best, so I'm getting ready here today. I have the classic get ready with me mirror. If you guys have watched any of my other like get ready with me type of videos, this is my problem when I get a matcha, is I just want to like keep drinking it. Like I don't really even feel like talking right now, but it's okay. Before I do any makeup, I always start off by doing my skincare, specifically moisturizer and sunscreen, because I feel like that's the main thing that actually helps your makeup to stay on better if you have a really glowy moisturized base. And just for reference, guys, this is what my skin looks like, very raw, no makeup on. As you can see, I have a decent amount of acne right now. I've gotten to a point where I accept myself with acne, and I don't really think that it makes me less beautiful. And also, I've just had it for so long that I don't know what I look like without acne, and it's not like, yeah, I feel like I used to be insecure about it, and I'm still sometimes insecure about it, but I've gotten to a point, like I said, where I feel confident with it. Starting off, I use this Lumi lotion from L'Oreal in the shade 903, and this stuff has been my current holy grail. Like, this is what I use even if I'm doing a very no makeup type of look, because it really doesn't have a lot of coverage. It doesn't cover anything actually, but it just makes me look a little more glowy and tan, and it kind of provides a nice base for the rest of my makeup. And for a while, I was a really big fan of the like e.l.f. Halo Glow, which I still like that product, but I haven't been using it at all recently just because this stuff is like magical. I don't know, it just makes me feel so cute. I put this literally everywhere on my face, just like all over as a nice base, and it has a very nice lotion like consistency, so I literally just rub it in using my hands because it's basically lotion. So I always blend with my fingers first, and then I'll go in with the sponge a little bit, which I like to wet this, so I'm gonna go wet this real quick, and then I'll just kind of go in a little bit with this, but I feel like honestly it already blends in very nicely with just my fingers. And then next I go in with a primer, and the reason that I waited to do primer until after the Lumi lotion is because, like I said, the Lumi lotion has a very lotion-like consistency, so it kind of goes along with skincare, like it's almost part of my skincare. Not that it is a skincare product, but like as far as the order of makeup, it would go before primer. Oh, and I'm using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. This is my favorite primer. It works really well, but you have to also be careful not to use too much, because if you use too much, it kind of like counteracts what it's supposed to do. So I literally just use like one pump, and I don't put it even like all over my face. I just put it on the places where I know that I'm gonna put concealer mainly. So just like under my eyes, a little bit on my nose, and then like over my acne, because I'm obviously going to put concealer on that. Next is concealer, and this is the NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Creme Brulee Light 2.5, and this is my favorite concealer ever. I've tried a lot of concealers, and this is just the one that like works the best for me. I am like almost out of this, like I'm literally on my last drops right now, so I don't know like if I'm gonna have enough. Oh, okay, I think I will actually have enough. I keep like telling myself that I'm gonna go to Ulta and buy more, and then I just don't, and I keep forgetting, but somehow there's still more left in here. I start off by doing it in my inner corners and then my outer corners, and I used to do a lot of concealer under my eyes. Like I would just go crazy. It kind of just made me look a little weird, like it was like so much concealer. And then I also do a little bit like here, and then on my chin. My chin always gets really red for some reason, so I put like a lot of concealer on my chin. I don't like to put the wand directly onto my pimples, just because like I've heard that you can spread like bacteria that way, and also I feel like I can get a little more of a precise light coverage, so I like putting just a little bit on my finger and then lightly dabbing it. And then I also like to do a little bit on my nose. I don't know, I just randomly did that one day and it looked good, and I haven't really gone back. To blend my concealer, I use my fingers, and then I also use this little like eyeshadow. I think it's actually an eyeshadow brush from e.l.f., but it works really well to get like in the corners and stuff to really like blend it out. But this is what I do, and I use this, and then I also use a beauty blender, so kind of just like a combo of the three. The next step in my makeup routine is bronzer. I like using cream stick bronzers. That's just like what I found has worked the best for me and what lasts the longest. So these are the two that I like the most. This is the Makeup by Mario one, but what bothers me about this one is that it's broken. Like there's supposed to be another thing here, like a little brush attachment, but it was working really well for a while, and I still use it sometimes. And then I have this one from Rare Beauty, which is the one that I've had for like a year and a half. Like this is literally so old and probably expired. I take this, and then I take a brush and I dab it onto the brush like that. I put it on my cheekbones, almost right on my cheekbone. So this is like the bottom of my cheekbone, and then I do it a little bit above that. What I do is I like literally pull back my hairline and I fully blend it into there just to make sure that it looks really natural. And then I kind of do like little circular motions. I really like putting bronzer on my nose because it kind of just pulls everything together and makes it look very natural. Also, the brush that I use for blending my bronzer is this one from Joan Rhodes Beauty. It's their everything brush, and these brushes, like the Joan Rhodes Beauty brushes, are the best ones that I've ever used. This is where I get all my makeup brushes from. I just love them so much. They're really good quality. Guys, I can't believe that summer is almost already over. I feel like it just started, and I'm also just kind of in shock because I feel like this year is going by so fast. Like 2024 just started. What do you mean? Like I'll give you guys a quick little recap on my summer just so that we can stay up to date. So I've been going on like random little beach trips and like sleepovers and just hanging out with friends. I went to a week-long summer camp with my friend Eva, which I think I already told you guys that, but yeah, that was so much fun. I went to go visit her, and then I visited her again like a few weeks ago. I visited another one of my long distance friends, Michelle, which that was such a fun time. I had a family reunion in Ohio, which was so random but also really fun. And yeah, like I said, I haven't really been vlogging, but I have been posting on my Instagram, so you should definitely go follow me on there. And specifically my Instagram close friend story, like that's where I really love posting on because it's a very like judgment-free zone. It's my safe space where I can post about like whatever I want. I can reshare little memes. I can be silly. I also really love watching my other friends' close friend stories because I have some friends that share their entire life on there. I just really love seeing what people are up to, or like if they like repost a silly little meme, and it just helps me to feel more connected to them, especially during the busy summer months when everyone is like on the go. And I will show you guys some of the stuff that I've been posting recently because like I said, I love posting on there. I really love the story that I did a few months ago. This was me and my sister trying to like recreate our aesthetic friends. Like we have these really cute friends and we were trying to act like them, and it just like failed really miserably. But what I really loved was seeing their reactions to that story. One of the friends responded to the story saying that she's never been so flattered in her entire life, which I love. I've had a lot of really good conversations and connections spark literally just through close friend stories, like people responding to my story or me responding to theirs. I also really love sharing memes and reels on my close friend stories. Like that's probably one of my top favorite things to share. Another example, these are the stories that I posted when I was hanging out with Eva, and it was just so fun and silly. I really love close friends, and it's like one of my favorite things ever. Do you guys hear that? There's a random guy in my front yard like doing some sort of lawn work. Is that gonna be annoying? Is that gonna be like really loud? I fear it is. I think we'll be fine. I'm just gonna like keep going. So yeah, anyway, I have setting spray. It's the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray, and to be honest, I love using setting spray because I love like it just makes me feel like my makeup's gonna last long, but I don't really know if it actually works or like if it actually makes a huge difference in how long my makeup lasts. But I kind of just keep using it because it makes me feel like my makeup is lasting longer, so it's low-key like placebo, but it also might do something. I'm not really sure. And then I let this dry for like a full minute or two. The next step is blush. For blush, I use the Dior blush in the shade, I actually have no idea what shade this is. I think it's like 01 Pink or something. This blush was given to me as a gift a year and a half ago, and I still love it. It's my favorite blush I've ever used. And yes, it is expensive, but would I repurchase it? Yes, because like it's just like the best blush I've ever used. Although honestly, I haven't really used like a ton of blushes. Like you probably could get something just as good for cheaper, but I really love this blush. And then for the brush, I use once again a Joan Rhodes Beauty blush. This is their blush brush. I start off by really just building it up on the brush, like getting a lot of blush on the brush. This is kind of like a tongue twister, blush on the brush. And once it's nice and built up on there, I go ahead and apply it to my cheekbones, and I try to keep my blush mainly on these areas of my face, and I really make sure that the blush is blended into my hairline, like almost putting it in my hair, like not fully, but just like really making sure that it looks seamless and nice. I kind of just feel it out for the day. I'm thinking today I kind of want to do a lot. Like I'm kind of just feeling blush today. I just really love blush. Like that. The weirder the face that you do while you're doing your makeup, the better your makeup's gonna turn out. Like that's just something that I stand by. And then I also do some on my nose. And then the next step that I do is I do setting powder. And I used to do a ton of setting powder, like I would fully bake, which works sometimes, but I realized that it was just making my skin look dry and it was making my concealer crease. So I have this setting powder from Charlotte Tilbury, and this is so expensive, but I bought this one time to try it out, and I've repurchased it since because I really like it and it just like works well for me. And then I just do it like a little bit underneath the eyes, by the nose, going down the mouth into the chin, so kind of like this type of motion. And then what I do is I take that same brush that I use for blush, and I just kind of like brush off any excess powder. And like I know it's already a pressed powder, but I still feel like this like helps my skin not to feel so dried out. Next is bronzer, and this is the YSL bronzer All Hours Hyper Bronze in the shade 02. And this is a really good bronzer, but it is also like super expensive, and it was sent to me. I did not pay for it, but it's just what I've been using recently. And then I use this bronzer brush from Joan Rhodes, and I kind of just go over the spots that I already did the cream bronzer. I don't do too much, but I do really like that like very bronze look. So once again, lifting up the hairline, going over it with the powder. And I also feel like this helps to set the cream bronzer in place. I'm kind of debating if I want to do this today. Like some days I do it on my jawline and some days I don't. And I'm a little traumatized from putting it on my jawline because I've gotten told by my sister one too many times that there's like mud on my jawline. We're gonna do a little bit and just hope for the best. Next up is nose contour, and I use the Hoola bronzer. This is like my super old Hoola bronzer. I probably have this for like 3 years. I don't know, it's really old, but like also I feel like it still works, and I don't really think that like powder stuff expires. Low-key it probably does expire. Like this is, if makeup can expire, this is definitely expired, but I just like keep using it. And then I have 2 brushes that I use for this. So the first one is this one. I stole this one from my mom's makeup drawer like years ago, so I don't know like what the brand is, but I have this one. And then I have this other one that's from Target. I think it's e.l.f. and it's just slightly smaller and pointier. So each one of these has a purpose. I take my bronzer and then I take this brush, and once again I like build it up onto the brush. I make sure that I have a decent amount of product on there. I make kind of like a line like that on my nose, kind of similar to where I put my cream bronzer earlier. Draw a line going up both sides of my nose, and then I kind of make like a little circle here. I use my finger to blend it, and this is something that you really have to be patient with, like just doing little taps, because if you don't blend it properly, it's gonna look weird. It's gonna look like you just have straight up lines in your nose. Like, oh my goodness. Okay. I just like choked on my own spit. I'm using my beauty blender just like blend it in. And then what I do is there's always a little bit of extra bronzer left over on this brush. So what I do is I put it underneath my lips. I feel like this makes my lips look a little bit bigger. Like I think it's a genuine hack, but also I don't know if it's placebo. Next, I grab this brush and then I do a little bit of eyeliner using the same bronzer. And I just like mainly focus on the outer corner. And then I draw like a very baby little wing. I started doing this back in like 2020 or whenever it was that Madison Beer posted that makeup routine video. Like that makeup routine video like changed my entire brain structure. Also, my posture while I'm doing this is like actually diabolical. It's so bad. Next we have brows, and for brows I usually just do like a clear brow gel because I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to brows. I have tried to learn to fill them in so many times and it always just looks so bad, so I just keep it really simple. I use a clear brow gel, honestly just like any clear brow gel. I keep trying new ones, but currently I'm using the Anastasia Beverly Hills clear brow gel, and I kind of just brush them up very simply, nothing crazy. And then I also use just like a basic spoolie to shape them a little more. Next we have the part that really just pulls everything together, which is mascara, and I use these 2 mascaras from Clio. They are the Kill Lash mascaras, and these have actually changed my life. Like this brand of mascara is just the best ever. I've tried so many different ones and this one, it just never fails me. So it is the Kill Lash collection. I use the Superproof Extreme Volume and the Superproof Long Curling. I'm gonna have to kind of hunch over for this, but I always go like right up to the mirror to curl my eyelashes so I can really get a good view for what I'm doing. I literally just like hunch over and go up to the mirror, but like you gotta do what you gotta do to get that mascara looking good. So I do this. Starting off, I use the Extreme Volume one, and I just start by putting it on the very ends of my lashes, because if you start off by just putting it everywhere, I feel like it kind of weighs it down. So I start off by lengthening it and then I add volume, and on the ends I kind of do like this motion. And then what I do is I get a little like lash comb, and I love lash combs. Like if you haven't used a lash comb before, trust me, it will change your entire mascara game. And then I just kind of like blink onto the comb. Then I go in with my second mascara, the long curling one, and I just kind of go everywhere with this, but it just adds a little more color. And then I also put some of this on my bottom lashes, not too much, but just enough to like make my eye pop a little more. Comb the bottom, and then I'll kind of like individually separate any clumps on the top. It's not my best lash kit ever, but as you can see, this is the difference that we have. Okay, then what I do is I take my micellar water and a Q-tip, and I just kind of like clean up my eyelids a little bit because I always get mascara on them. And then I also use that same Q-tip to clean off my lips, because like whenever I'm doing my makeup I always get like random concealer and stuff on my lips, so I try to clean that off. And then for the last step we have lips, which I absolutely love because it really just like pulls everything together. This has been my favorite lip liner for like a year and a half. It's the Para Rosy Nude lip liner, and this just like goes on really nicely. It's a great color, it lasts long, I love it. And I like kind of overline, but I still follow the natural shape of my line. It's just like a tiny bit, like overlining a little bit. This is the MAC lipstick in the shade Fake Twig. Honestly, there isn't really anything super special about this lipstick. Like, it's not super hydrating necessarily, but it just is like the perfect color and matches the lip liner so well, and I really love it. So I just do a little bit of this, and then I finish off with literally any lipstick or like lip product. Like sometimes I'll use Aquaphor, sometimes I'll just use like a clear lip gloss, which I think that's what I'm gonna do today. I have this one from Tower 28. I just put this on, and this is really hydrating, which I really like because my lips have been so dry recently, especially since getting Invisalign, which I'm not wearing my Invisalign right now, but my lips have just been like really dry recently, so I love having something hydrating on them. And yeah, that's the makeup routine. This is what my makeup looks like. It's nothing crazy, but like this is the routine that has really been working for me recently and that I really love, and it makes me feel cute. And yeah, this is what it looks like a little more up close. As you can see, I still have texture and acne and everything like that, but we still look good. I think I finally nailed down a makeup routine that looks good very consistently. Like obviously I still have bad makeup days, but this routine generally turns out pretty good and I like it and it makes me feel cute. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed watching the video. Be sure to go follow me on my Instagram at Erika Diane YT. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next video.